tried to run out, couldn't get out in enough time. He caught me and he strangled me, and that was the last of what I remembered. The damage was so significant to my face that my neighbors didn't even recognize me.
Elizabeth Thompson says her estranged husband beat her with the blunt end of an axe. It took her months to recover from the physical wounds, but the emotional scars will last a lifetime.
I would never be able to trust him again.
She battled for his bond to be denied and his sentence to be harsh.
And that's why he got a life sentence, because he's the kind of guy that wouldn't quit. If he got out, I'd be dead. And that's just that simple.
To make sure Elizabeth was getting a fair trial, this woman, armed with a pen and notepad, sat through days of testimony and proceedings.
People know that they're being watched.
Laura Williams is the founder of Court Watch Florida, a nonprofit organization made up of trained volunteers who double as watchdogs in the courtroom.
When we walk into the courtroom, everyone in the courtroom, whether it's the judge or the attorneys, the deputies or the clerks even, that they notice that we are keeping an eye on what they're doing.
Laura's calling comes from experience.
I'm a survivor of domestic violence.
Her 2-year-old daughter, Sarah, was murdered by her husband, who then killed himself.
It gives me the opportunity to help victims of domestic violence in memory of Sarah. Her life meant something to me, and what happened to her shouldn't happen to anybody else.
Volunteers make sure judges and lawyers are fair and consistent, act in a professional manner, take into account victim safety, hold offenders accountable, and follow the law. What they witness in the courtroom is posted on a blog for the world to read.
If I have an important bond hearing or a trial, I do invite them.
Michelle Latham has been a prosecutor for 12 years and believes it's important to have some more eyes and ears in the courtroom.
There are judges that are lenient. They are a little disrespectful to the attorneys, and you can tell an absolute difference when Court Watch is there.
Circuit Court Judge Mark Lubet knows when he's being watched.
Judges are people, and they get upset just like everybody else does. But I've gotten upset with victims as well as defendants. But when Court Watch is in there, you try and do your best always to control your demeanor in the courtroom, as always, but maybe give it just a little bit more control.
I do know that some of the judges are upset, when their name appears on the blog.
On the blog on this day, Court Watch is questioning whether a judge did his homework and why this man was allowed bond when 2 women charged with the same offense were not and are currently in jail.
You put my family at risk.
This woman asked Court Watch to come to a sentencing of a suspect accused of stealing her identity.
You've also hurt an innocent victim in this particular case. You shall be committed to the Department of Corrections for a period of 3.5 years.
And that's all they ask for, a fair and honest verdict where everyone involved is treated with respect.
In my case, the system worked, and it worked very well, and that was great. But to me, it's beyond me now, in that I feel part of my duty and way to pay back is to be a part of that process.
Sometimes the individuals get lost in that. And so when the public is there through Court Watch, we just want them to realize that every case is a life.
Every day, people making sure justice is served, even when no one else is watching. I'm Lexi McGee, reporting.